Hello! It's October. Almost going to say Happy Halloween, but we're not really there yet. But it's Halloween, so it's time to bring out our coffee mug. Maybe you saw the post where I showed you this. And put out the pumpkin. I think it's gonna look nice there in the background. Yeah. If you haven't guessed it already, October is gonna be Halloween month. We're gonna get into our spooky vibes and just do some Halloween videos. I've been looking forward to this all year actually, because Halloween is my favorite time of year. I don't know why. It's kind of a strange thing because here where I live it's not a big thing at all. No one celebrates Halloween except me, but I really like it. Maybe I've become Americanized or something, I don't know. But anyway, today I have a special little thing for you guys that I want to share with you. But first, before we do that, I feel like we have to make this area look a little bit more spooky. So let's do it. So, what do you think? Spooky? I think so, at least. Okay, so let's get into the video. Sorry for the long intro. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a rubber bridge. And this is not going to be something that replaces the bridge on your guitar or something like that. This is going to be an extra little thing that you can poke in on your guitar just to have a little bit of fun. I know there are professional rubber bridges out there for anyone who's super serious about this. But if you just want to dabble, not buy a new acoustic guitar and do things too, and you just want to have a little bit of fun, then this is for you. It can be used right settings to create some really cool sounds, I think, and I feel like it could help with some acoustic horror music or Halloween inspired things. So we're gonna make it into an Halloween video, and hopefully you'll agree with me that this is fun, even if you don't end up using it to create horror music or anything like that. Now, before you go and make this little bridge that I'm holding in my hand and you go and have fun with it, there are a couple of things you can do to make it even better for yourself. That has to do with playing and things like that. One thing is using reverb on your acoustic guitar and, just a little bit tasteful, make it a little bit atmospheric, I suppose I could call it. Another thing is to use your fingers to play instead of a pick, because you get a softer attack with your fingers. And the last thing is tuning down. I feel like a good thing is to maybe go D tuning or something like that, or maybe even C, depending on, what sort of strings you have. But I just want to put that out there. So do you know? So the way I made this is super simple. And there's actually just 3 pieces. And the first piece is this. And it's basically like an acoustic guitar bridge. It's just a piece of wood with a channel cut into it. I try to make this a little bit longer than the string length, so that you will have your both E's go in a little bit on the bridge. And then I cut a channel and I made it a thin piece of wood. I used a circular saw to cut a channel in a piece of wood, and then to cut the sides. So I first made this, and then I just trimmed everything else down to size. And I did that because it's easier than to have a really thin piece of wood and then trying to cut the channel. So I cut the channel first, and then I cut the sides down to size. That's what I recommend that you do, but you don't need to use a circular saw. I did that because it goes, fairly quick. You can use a hand saw, you can use a file, anything to get that groove going in a piece of wood, and then you can do anything you want. Now there's a bunch of different materials that you can use to make the rubber bridge. If you've experimented any bit with this, you've seen people use foam from yoga mattresses, the thing that no one uses for yoga mattress, they use it to make foam armor. That sort of foam, you can get that pretty easily, and you could cut a big block out of it and put under your string, but that would dampen the strings too much, at least for what I want. I want something a little bit more subtle. So I took a regular lollipop stick and I just split it in half so that it fitted inside, and I took some heat shrinking tube, the kind that we usually put over our electrical components to shield them out from interfering or circuiting out on other things. And I put shrink tube over the piece of the lollipop that I was going to use. I heated it up so it became a nice tight fit, and now it looks like this. And hopefully you can tell what it looks like. And now I can just press this into this groove here, and it fits perfectly. And you can experiment with other materials. I used, for example, the plastic from a lid for a jar of cookies, but I felt like that was too soft. You can experiment with other materials as well. And if you find something that you think is even better than this, write a comment below. But I think this works really well. I like the sound of it. It's taking that high and just dampening it down a little bit, getting it down to a nice sort of softness. So that's a super easy thing you can do. This didn't even take me 5 minutes to make. Now, obviously, I used machines. I cut it out real super quickly. Obviously, if you're going to experiment with other materials, it could take a really long time because you're doing a bunch of experiments. But anyway, that's it for this video. Now let's listen to the guitar and see what happens, see what you think of the sound, and you go and experiment with this. Until next time, stay awesome and cool, and don't forget to go and build yourself one of these, and let me know in the comments below how it works out for you. Okay? Go and be a little bit spooky. Woo! So here's the guitar without the bridge. And now, all I have to do is take this bridge and slide it in under my strings, like so. Push it up against the actual bridge and flip it up, like so. And now it's stuck there. And it does affect the intonation, but I don't think anyone is going to use this to try to make some weird, crazy solos. I might be wrong, but I think most of you are going to stay up here. So now I just need to tune the guitar. And you want to make this so that it's held in place with the strings, but just barely big enough, okay? So that the string height is just raised ever so slightly. The string height is just a little bit higher now for me, but it's not even a mil. So it's okay. And now let's listen to the guitar again. And hopefully you can hear the difference. I can hear the difference, but I don't know how well it's going to be in the camera.